Good evening, everyone. Welcome to an unusual Wednesday tea time. I am in the UK here with a proper cup of tea, and I just finished a clinic. And honestly, I was having so much fun, I forgot what day of the week it was. So I missed Tuesday tea time. So given this is an unusual time, an unusual day, oh, Caroline is here. I'm so glad to see you, Caroline. At least somebody will share tea with me. I know many of you may just see the replay of this. But I wanted to stay consistent. I like being consistent. And I am happy to share my ideas with all of you each week. This has become a really nice point of connection every week for me to think about what it is that is most important to me this week. This is a question I ask students every day when I teach a clinic. What's the most important thing you learned today? And the reason that I ask this question is because it's really easy to feel like we have learned so many things that we can't remember any of them. And if you can isolate it down to the one most important thing that you feel like you've learned, then it gets a little bit clearer and easier to remember. So I have quite a crew of you. It's so nice. Maybe I should start doing tea times a little bit later in the day. Maybe I'll catch a few more of you. In any case, I wanted to talk today about connection. I have this come up in a lot of my clinics, and this is interesting because it's really a lesson that I have to learn over and over and over again for myself. And so when I watch it come up for students, it feels very poignant. I'm watching them learn something that I am learning again with them. And that is that we long for connection with horses, and we long to feel like the horse is connected to us. And we have a million different training ways to try and train horses to connect with us. When I train, what I ask people to do is to put that need aside for a moment. It can be there. It's a good goal. I like that goal. I love feeling connected. But what happens if you can offer connection until the horse wants to voluntarily give connection back to you? What happens if you are not trying to tell the horse they should connect with you, train the horse to connect with you? What happens instead if you just show them? You just show them. You show them by example what it feels like when you offer connection without expecting it back. Hey, Catherine, I'm glad you're here. Such a good group from all around the world. I love sharing this with you all. So this comes up. It comes up particularly as we get to days 3 and 4 of a clinic, where students, really had hoped that they would feel more of the horse giving connection to them, feel like they were unified and in harmony with the horse. And what I really try and encourage people to remember is this is a thing you can offer to your horse for free. You can look where they're looking. You can match steps with them. You can be in harmony with them at the right time. You can go into action before they need action. All of those choices on your part is showing the horse how much you understand their needs. When their need is for more action for a moment, or their need is for passivity so they can really hone in on the senses they're using for a moment. When you show the horse that you are connected to them and they don't have to connect back to you, I believe the relationship gets so much stronger. And this feels really poignant to me because I had a great conversation with a student yesterday, and I realized this is something I was much better at doing with Myrna and the horses in my first movie, because Myrna was a really generous horse and she gave back to me very quickly. And so I could just give and give and give and give and give, and then it sort of magically came back. Ari's been more difficult for me because Ari, my stallion, I give him lots of connection and he says, thanks, and then continues to do his own thing. And so inevitably I start feeling like, well, how could I ask him for more connection? How could I put a little bit of pressure on him so that he connects with me more? How could I shape him so he connects more? And it's never as good. It's never as good as when he offers it voluntarily. And I have to kind of learn this over and over and over again. Sure, I can manufacture it. I'm skilled enough to know how to manufacture connection, but it is never as good as the days when connection is freely offered back. And if the horse is not ready to freely offer connection back, it doesn't necessarily mean you're doing the wrong thing. It just means they're not ready yet. And I can see it so clearly for students. And I can see what's ahead of them, and I can see the investment they're making into the relationship, and it's beautiful. And then I reflect it back to my life and I go, oh, yeah, I could practice a little more of that. I could practice giving a little bit more to my stallion Ari and not expecting him to return it, but knowing that he will. Knowing that he will return the connection when he's ready, voluntarily, if I build a strong enough foundation for it. I can push it faster. That's a thing I can do. But it's never going to feel as good as when he offers it back. So for those of you who go, yeah, Elsa, what does that mean? It means that we often feel connected when the horses do actions we like. You know, they follow us. They want to look at things we like looking at. They want to do a yield that we particularly like, or a movement we particularly like. That is usually what makes people feel connected. What makes horses feel connected is that you show them, you know what they're going to do before they do it. If they're going to take action, already be in action before they're in action. Show them how well you know them. If they're really enjoying smelling something or hearing something or seeing something, don't disturb them. Just stand next to them. Show them that you can be their best companion, their best friend, while they enjoy the sensory input from the world around them. And then that's only going to last for a moment. And they're going to go back to action, and show them that you understand their feel and their timing. How much action do they need? How much passivity do they need? What are they going to do next? Where do they want to look next? When you can show the horse you know them that well, that is you connecting to them. Now, in return, they will connect back. But I can't promise when. And I can tell you from personal experience, I want it faster sometimes. And it's really hard for me to tame my wild impatience that says, I want my stallion to connect back to me faster than he's offering. And I could put pressure on to make that happen. I could organize it so that he connects back to me and we feel the connection both ways. But I promise you, it's 1,000,000 times better if I wait for it. That's why the name of the movies is Taming Wild. That's why the name of the book coming out in November is Taming Wild. It's not about taming a wild horse. It's about taming the wild impatience in myself that wants the horse to give to me sooner than he's ready to. I know he'll give back. They're herd animals. They're designed to connect to others. The timeline is sometimes a little different than you expect. So to all of you guys learning that for the first time or the second time or the 1,000,000th time like me, cheers to that. I'm going to drink my tea. I'm going to meditate on that. I have one more clinic to teach in Indiana, and then I get to go home and I get to prove to Ari yet again, I remember how good it is to give connection to him without expecting anything back. And when he's ready to give, I'll be there. I'll be ready for that to be a two-way street. But it's okay. It can take whatever time it takes. I've got some comments here. Hazzy Clark says, I will remember to offer connection tomorrow morning when I meet my girl in her field. It's a beautiful thing to just give. Trust the horse will give back when they're ready. And it'll be so much better than you trying to pressure them into it. Hillary says, there was loads of this quality of connection happening at the UK clinic. It was awesome. Yeah, absolutely. It was so much fun. I agree, Hillary. I loved seeing all the moments and all the generosity of all the people there. And then there were these little brilliant things that the horses wanted to give back. And it really is voluntary then. And it's exciting. It's really so much more exciting than when we make it happen. Yeah, Mary, absolutely. Hurry up and slow down. Yep, that's a good one. Hurry up and slow down. Sherry says, just to be with them is a gift to my heart. Yeah. And I think that, we have levels of being with them. Sometimes you want to be with them in an observational way where you just sit and you watch them, or you walk around and you watch them and you don't necessarily try and interact. Sometimes you want to be with them in a responsive way where you show them how well you understand them. Sometimes you're going to be with them in an interactive way where you try and help them enjoy their life a little bit more than they would without you, where you really try and add something of value to their life. Sometimes you're going to be with them in an insistent way, where you try and help them stretch their comfort zone just a little bit, knowing that their comfort zone will grow and then they'll feel better on a day-to-day basis. And then sometimes you get those magic moments where you achieve the goal that everybody wants, which is the assertive practice, where you can ask for things and they're easy, and your horse can ask for things and they're easy. And that's the freely given connection, both given from the human and both given from the horse. So the connection, it becomes a two-way street. Give it time. I am excited for all of you who are playing with this. I'm excited for me. I get to be home in about 10 days and dive into my next online course with my students and do all the work again. See if I can learn it for the millionth time. The better it gets, the better it gets. So, Cindy, yeah, I'm excited to see you in Indiana. That's great. And yeah, thank you, Sherry. It is really good for us all to be reminded. We're on a journey with our horses and we want to enjoy them and have them enjoy us, and give it time. Tame your wild impatience and enjoy it for everything it is. Thank you, guys. I'm going to get some sleep before I get on the plane back to the US in the morning. Oh, Caroline says, for me right now, learning to give connection is very satisfying. I'm with you, Caroline. I'm excited about it. Have a great evening, morning, day, wherever you are. I will do my best to remember Tuesday tea time next week on Tuesday. Have a wonderful evening, you guys.